Hi friends, this is Sanjay Parihar. I'm from Houston, Texas, and as we promised that we're gonna bring some notable faces on the tour and travel industry, and wanted to learn from them what is the post COVID-19 measurements they are taking in order to give more safety and comfort to the consumer. So our in this conversation we're gonna cover over the COVID-19 measurements, and as well as we'll talk about the hotel. So here we are. We are with Ms. Nidhi from Ramda Plaza, Director Sales, and Sandeep Bhatnagar, Ramda Plaza General Manager.
Right.
Thank you guys to join the call.
It's
And
a pleasure.
yes, and I'm here with Rohit as well, who is a travel agent, served hundreds of customers. So, so thank you. So let's start talking about what are the post COVID-19 measurements being taken or being planned for the hotel Ramda Plaza, Chennai.
So I'll take up this question, Nidhi. Now what we are doing is we had a phase wherein we were under a lockdown for about a month and a half now, and even this continues for some more time. But we are getting some relaxations from the government to cater to our those passengers who are coming in and evacuated from different countries. So they are being brought in, and when they are brought in, they are either given the government facilities to be quarantined for at least 14 days period,
Mm-hmm.
or if they have the better buying capacity, then they can be accommodated in hotels as well. So how we really plan to cater to these people, and also subsequently later, is that it starts. We've identified the touch points where exactly the guest comes and meet us.
Mm-hmm.
So the moment the guest arrives at the hotel, he first is seen at the main entrance. So the moment the guest arrives at the main entrance, he's tested for his temperature, and if there is any kind of symptom in that particular car, whoever is there, we ask this question from everyone, and it has been recorded there. And when and this person, of course, wear the mask, gloves, everything. So there is no possibility wherein if there is an infection with this particular employee of mine could reach the guest. So we are trying to avoid that interfacing, direct interfacing, and we are trying to have all those hand gloves and all those things available there. Now, the moment the guest lands at the front desk, we are developing a small, what do you call it, walking station. So
Mm-hmm.
when the walking station you walk through, it has a sponge with the sodium hypochlorite solution in there. So if anything is there beneath your shoe, it gets kind of settled there itself. Then for the baggage that is coming out of the car, we have created a small room which has got the UV light room.
Wow.
We put the luggage in that UV room for about 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and then it is told that that really disinfects the whole thing. There is no possibility of any virus then remain on that luggage. Again, the luggage is lifted by a person who's got hand gloves, and then once it is taken back, that is taken back only after you just kind of sanitize your hand with the gloves with a disinfectant, and then this luggage is taken to the room and given out there outside the room itself. And when the person arrives at the front desk, we are giving them a card which has got the let the guest sign on a registration card.
Mm-hmm.
We are looking at the possibility of doing that also digitally, but then it's a
Mm-hmm.
legal requirement, so we have to take that signature. But
Mm-hmm.
every time we are taking the signature, after that, this pen again goes into a disinfectant thing which is being kept there. So we disinfect it, and then before it has been handed, it's been used by my staff or by the next guest who's in line. So after that, these guests are taken to the elevators, through the elevators on the floor. Again,
Mm-hmm.
these elevators are disinfected every half an hour,
Mm-hmm.
and then the person goes into the room. We are trying to allocate the room which has got. We are trying to give an alternate, because we don't expect the occupancies to go back to 100% all of a sudden. So we are trying to keep one room vacant in between two rooms occupied.
Mm-hmm.
And once a guest checks out, we want to keep that room vacant for at least 48 hours, next 24 to 48 hours before we allocate it to the next guest. So that's how we planned the room allocation. And when the guest goes inside the room, we give them every single meal right now in disposable parcel containers. So we try not to use one crockery cutlery being used for the other guest, and that's the reason we are using the disposables.
Mm-hmm.
And as the time progresses, we will see how we work on that particular aspect. We are also developing again a UV chamber for our all these crockery cutleries and everything, wherein we will be just storing everything in that particular room after it has been washed at a particular temperature, so that it's completely disinfected. But for now, we are using disposables, 100% disposables.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when the room is serviced, we want to service the room rather than twice a day. We want to do it once a day. And when the staff who's going inside, he is actually wearing the PPE suit, so that there is again no interaction from no physical interfacing with the guest happens,
Mm-hmm.
and this person is not physically touching anything. So we are trying to do that exercise here.
Mm-hmm.
And then the linen, we are not changing every day. Now what we are trying to do is we are trying to change the linen every alternate day or once in 3 days for our guests. Alternate day in case the linen is not in a condition to be used. Every third day if the linen is fine, again in the agreement with the guest. The linen that comes out is again on every floor we've got tubs we have created with sodium hypochlorite solution, wherein we dip the linen in there for at least next 1 or 2 hours, and then only this linen is taken back to the laundry where it is being processed. So we've tried to cover every single touch point of the guest around this, and for now till the time the situation doesn't improve. What we've also done is nobody else walks on the on that floor. So every floor has got a butler there who's staying in that room itself, on that particular floor. So this is the guy who is going to be serving. This is the guy who will be serving the room. This is the guy who will be servicing in terms of housekeeping. So there is only just one single contact which is going to be there when it comes to this guest in the hotel is concerned. And again, at the time of checkout, we are just with the email address, we are sending an invoice on the guest email, and we either are accepting the Google Pay through UPI, or we are even if we have to use the credit card, we want to give them our on an email or something. They give us a authorization. We charge it offline, or we can tap the card. We are trying to have bare minimum contact with the guest from the staff side as well as for the guest. Again, we are trying to minimize that particular thing. So this is what we are trying to do. With every single day passing, we are trying to make it more robust,
right?
So that we are able to give the safety and the hygiene that the guests expect when they come to our hotel.
Great. I mean, there's quite a bit of information. So from technology to from process, from people, everything you're trying to change and shift in order to accommodate this change, right? That's a big change, right? In with respect to the hotel, and it will also require a lot of training, and right, and that's amazing to hear. So thank you for sharing that. So if we have covered post COVID-19 measurements right now, our audience is very much interested in listening about hotel and location. So share us some more information about location.
Talk about Ramada Plaza Chennai, Gindi. We are a 5-star luxury hotel. It is very modern, stylish, but still I'll say it's affordable. And in terms of location, we are centrally located. We are in the heart of business district. So we are very closely located to Chennai Trade Center. We are in fact hardly 8 kilometers away from Anna International Airport. So if you say we are even an airport hotel, and then apart from that, we are close to Chennai Trade Center, Technology Park. So all these business locations are hardly a stone away distance from us. So that's one of the USP we are holding,
Great. To be more about cuisine, because when we go Chennai, we can of course not miss Chennai cultural food, right? And how the other thing works for the tourist who is coming from outside and or from India.
Yes, if I talk about Ramada Plaza Chennai, we have a good choice of restaurants. We have 24 hours coffee shop, which is in fact, you can experience various cuisines there. And it is multi-cuisine restaurant located at the lobby level. We are serving international as well as Indian cuisine in there, right from the breakfast, lunch, dinner. The coffee shop is open 24 hours. So that's one of the USP. Apart from that, we have a Pan-Asian restaurant, the Scallion, which is also serving the delicacies as per Asian taste buds. And that is serving even, your Oriental, your different authentic recipes, which people are fond of, especially the traditional dishes, what you've been talking about. Apart from that, as I mentioned, that this hotel has a various choice of restaurant. We have a rooftop lounge, which in fact, is like give you aerial view of entire city, Chennai. And we have Gindi National Park right behind, so you can even, you have a glance of it. And then we have Ecstasy, which is one of our, bar which serves you drinks and various delicious cocktails, So if I talk about the various kind of food option, Ramada Plaza Chennai is the best choice in Chennai. You can go for it,
Great to hear.
Great. I say like Chennai is a business city, and lots of corporate clients working the MNCs coming over in Chennai. So what all the offers that Ramada Plaza Chennai has for those business travelers?
See, if you talk about current situation, to avoid the, we are following proper norms. So we are using, as Sandeep mentioned, we are using, packed food option, which is, one of the option on the safer side. And all these services which, we are considering is keeping in mind the, hygiene factor, sanitation factor. The business travelers, basically, they are looking for, a good hygienic breakfast, lunch and dinner. So currently, everything which we are doing is providing room service. We are not allowing them to use, the restaurants and the public areas. So safety measures are being followed very stringently in the property.
Great.
That's perfect. That's great. And like in India, like the wedding is really a great festival kind of the things for many families. And Chennai is very popular for that. So what the options the people do they have when it comes to the wedding?
See, I totally agree with you. Wedding is one of the, it's an event in India, I will say.
Right.
So, wedding, obviously, we are always ready. But currently, as per current scenario, we'll be following government norms. So, weddings, currently we are not doing, but we will follow whatever the norms which will come from the government we'll do. The hotel has a good banqueting facility. We have a grand banquet halls which can, take large gatherings. But as during current scenario, we are totally going with the government norms, So that's the situation,
So you mean to say you have a lots of space and banquets to offer in case somebody wants to go for the wedding?
Yes, we have
There's
spacious
options
banquet
available.
hall.
And once like the situation gets normal, people can avail those facilities.
Right. We have spacious banquet hall for all kind of events and these special occasions. But currently, as per the government orders and norms, we are going with it. We are not able to take these weddings, in the property. So whatever the orders will come, whatever the, situation as per the norms, we will do that.
That's
great. And there's a lot of discussion even we can do further, but and it's great to learn a lot of things about COVID-19, where we are very concerned, consumers, our audience are very concerned. So thank you Nidhi, and thank you Sandeep for discussing with us.